2 weeks ago from writing this, a post titled "Found This in My Uncle's Shed" was made. It comes accompanied with a photo of an open DVD case, with a photo and this very cryptic looking note. The OP gives us some kind of explanation. So a few months ago my uncle passed away. He was a heavy cigarette smoker, and he left this small lot with nothing but a shed on it to my dad. But you know how things are, and no one was really interested in what our uncle has, as he was pretty much a bum his entire life. The other day we finally went through it a little and I found this note and a picture among other things. Anyone familiar with this? There's a few more pictures of each item and that's it. An unexplained strange parting gift from OP's uncle. Luckily, the comments underneath this post were quick to discover the location of this serene photograph. It seems to be a photo of St. James Park in London. The flowers and fence match up perfectly. The comments immediately assumed that the code had to be some kind of coordinates and the photo was whatever treasure was waiting was buried. So let's take a look at this code. Unfortunately, I'm no code breaker, but this post amassed a huge following in a short time, so there's already people on the case that we can observe. I found a translation of the note that is sprinkled in the comments by multiple cryptographers. These commenters use a technique called frequency analysis, which in layman's terms means counting the occurrences of each item in the note and analyzing their placement. Like I mentioned, I am no cryptographer, so if I manage to screw up my explanation, please forgive me. According to these comments, the note says, "She would never understand our relationship was only that of work. I have watched the result of our time. He still has time, until 30. This seems to be our answer, since multiple people were able to decipher it pretty much the exact same way. Even if this is our answer, it doesn't really give us much since it's still extremely cryptic. It seems that this has something to do with a relationship that just didn't work out between this OP's uncle and some unknown woman. I've seen multiple comments talk more about the DVD case, that being a Night of the Living Dead DVD case. They mention that since the note is talking about some kind of failed relationship, there's a photo included in a DVD case about the dead, it's possible there's something foul buried there. At this point, it would be impossible to know what any of this truly means, but this post did garner a lot of attention, so it's possible we can receive some updates. For now, we can only wonder what the truth of this OP's uncle really is. This next post comes from another iconic subreddit, r/mildlyinteresting. The subreddit is exactly what it sounds like, people posting mildly interesting things. This OP posted something they deemed mildly interesting, the fact that their pupils were different sizes after waking up from a nap. Thank God they posted this, because the comments would genuinely horrify me.
Search 2 different sizes in the sub and you'll see many similar posts, all with comments saying go to the ER. Seriously, go to the hospital. I had this happen to me a few years ago and went because everybody told me I should. Turned out my carotid artery had partially torn and blood wasn't getting to the nerves on my face. There are certainly other less serious reasons this might happen, but if it isn't a usual thing for you, get to the hospital right away.
Nearly every single comment is urging this person to go to the hospital immediately. Pupils being different sizes like this isn't always necessarily life-threatening, as one comment puts it, but it could be a telltale sign of a stroke, a brain tumor, or aneurysm. Multiple comments claim to be medical professionals. Of course, we have no way of proving that, but it seems everyone is in agreement that OP needs to get it checked out immediately. One comment mentions how they checked OP's account and found out they had recent brain surgery.
I just checked OP's account and it looked like she had brain surgery around 131 days ago. Then yes, she needs to go to the hospital right now. This is probably a sign of increased intracranial pressure and compression of a cranial nerve.
OP came into the comments and said they'll go to the hospital ASAP.
Update! Hey guys, this will probably be the final update. I posted this and within 2 minutes I got go to the ER ASAP. As many of you have found out, I do have a history of brain surgery within the last year, so I called my after hours neurologist number and they did indeed recommend I go to the hospital. I then got placed in a room as soon as I came in and got hooked up to all sorts of monitors. I got 2 brain scans and some funky eye tests. They told me that I was all clear and that I only had slightly elevated pressure in the eye that was dilated like that. As some of you have guessed, I do indeed use a nausea patch. I also have a long history of dizziness and migraines. The ER told me that it was most likely caused by the patch, but that they still recommend I follow up with my neurologist.
I checked their page, and as of writing, they've been active as of 13 hours ago, so hopefully everything is okay. I just know something like this would terrify me, posting some random mildly interesting thing only to have the entire comment section scream that you're practically dying and need to go to the hospital. Our next post also hails from the r/weird subreddit. The post is titled, "If you translate from French to Chinese on Google Translate but type Chinese in the French section, you get weird translations." The translation that the OP did was, "Can you take a picture for me?" and ended up getting, "The Chinese people are facing the danger of being killed." Immediately, all of the comments on this post were flooded with people attempting the same thing as the OP. One commenter typed in, "I love ice cream," and the translator spat out, "The entire family is at risk." Another put in, "How can we help you?" and received this horror, "We are paralyzed. Are you preparing?" There's plenty of people posting all of their attempts to get a cryptic phrase from Google Translate. One commenter posted every single phrase he found while doing this. "The Chinese people are in the process of being slaughtered. Chinese call for a new generation of China. Your mother is no longer alive. I am so sorry. I saw the sun for the first time. China's call to action. The main purpose of this project is to gain a better understanding of the current situation. The Chinese people are very worried about the situation. The Chinese people are being killed. The Great Patriotic War. China calls for a new era. The world is in trouble. We will fall. Wolf's fangs. The Chinese nation is the only ethnic group that has ever lived in China. Chinese people are in danger of being killed. The concept of newspaper. The right of the Chinese people is self-determination." This seems to match pretty much what everyone else got from what I can see. I attempted to do this myself and it just wasn't working. I wasn't sure if I was doing it correctly, but reading some of the recent comments on this, they also say the same thing. It does look like whatever this is fixed. This actually isn't the first time Google Translate started to act up like this. In 2018, Google Translate was pumping out biblical prophecies that ranged from strange to terrifying. The way to access this was just translating words and nonsense over and over again in different languages. The reason this happened was because Google Translate is a learning software, and similar to our AI, if you break it, it starts to revert back to spouting nonsense. I'm not sure if that's what's happening here, since it gives very specific remarks about the Chinese population. This is another post I'll be keeping my eye on, but since it doesn't seem to work anymore, we may never have a clear answer. Our next post comes from the r/Missouri subreddit. This post explains how the OP's father-in-law made a miraculous discovery. In Roaring River State Park, the OP's father-in-law found an antique-looking bag at the top of the hill. Inside the bag were over 100 seeds. When the family attempted to decipher where this bag came from, they found out that the bag was over 2,000 years old. Only one other has been found just 50 miles from where the OP's family found it. It seemed pretty unbelievable that something this old could have just been found lying around exposed to the elements. The family was able to get in contact with the University of Arkansas, which is where the only other one exists. A lot of comments were skeptical, and rightfully so. It almost feels impossible to find something of this caliber just hanging out. This post ends with a pending update, and thankfully, we've got it. So the post starts off with some corrections of the last post. The bag was found by Jerry Weber and Andy Jewell. This bag was found in the 1960s and sat in a jar ever since. The bag was found in a bluff shelf, which is the small rock shelves on cliffs and caves. The family went through more of Jewell's stuff and found around 7 ancient Native American tools and arrowheads. The family finally took all of their artifacts to the University of Arkansas to have it examined by a professional. When the bag was brought in for examination, word got around the university and academics crowded around to see the incredible find. Mel Zabecki, the surveyor for the university, said, "This is the nicest thing I've ever seen come in." The university deemed this bag was in fact authentic and dated it accordingly. This bag is what historians consider to be from the pre-contact era of the United States. This bag is older than the first European settlers that set foot in the country, which is insane to even think about. The museum is in the process of genuinely carbon dating it, an alliance between them and the Osage tribe to determine the actual age of the item. The seeds inside the bag were also examined and were extremely old and unfortunately unplantable. As for the tools, they were from different periods of history. Half of this set is said to be over 4,000 to 7,000 years old. To put that into perspective, the Great Pyramid of Khufu in Cairo is said to be around 4,000 years old. The other set of tools are around 1,000 to 2,000 years old, which in comparison to the other set seems like child's play, but to put that into perspective, that's about as long ago as the Ides of March and Julius Caesar's death. The family ended up donating the bag and tools to the university so future generations can enjoy this historical marvel. This is genuinely one of the coolest things I've ever seen posted on Reddit. If you guys have been watching the channel for a long time, you'll know both Jiff and I are huge history buffs and jump at the chance to talk about archaeology as much as possible. Indiana Jones would be proud. I want to give a warning for our next post. I will leave a timestamp here, so if you want to skip it, feel free. We've been doing these 4chan, Reddit, and TikTok deep dives for a long time now, and have seen some ridiculously vile stuff, and I think this next post can join that club. This post is a re-upload. The original came from r/confessions, and that's all we know. The original poster has been completely lost, and I hope to God whoever it is has found some help. Without further ado, I introduce you to the Parasite Man.
My obsession hurts others around me. It's also my fetish, but it goes far deeper than that. I'll try to explain the obsession the best I can, by explaining how it started. Basically, when I was young, I caught pinworms. It was a strange feeling and the itch was painful. My parents took me to the doctor and I got medication to cure it. The event is what sparked my obsession. The thought that my body could be their whole world, their lifeline. Almost a planet of sorts. It was so interesting. After that, I began researching pinworms and other parasites, and I found out that the human body already hosts parasites, such as demodex in their eyelashes, and I wanted to know how many a human body could endure without a chance of serious health issues. This curiosity has plagued my mind for years. I'm now 25, but I am very well versed in parasites as I have been studying them for over 10 years. I also purposely infect myself with non-lethal parasites because it's part of a fetish of mine. Some have worked better than others. Quite a few have given me serious diarrhea and fevers, while others have been much more bearable. I currently have pinworms and tapeworms, various non-pathogenic protozoa, and pubic lice. I am incredibly masochistic, so although it's uncomfortable, I do feel pleasure from it. All these parasites mean I need to eat a lot more than the average person, and I still look thin, and to be quite honest, it means I can enjoy so much more food than most people. I also keep multiple cultures of bedbugs and leeches in containers and allow them to feed on my blood sometimes, although these kinds are not really my passion, as they do not live primarily on the human body, but I think they're interesting nonetheless, and I do find them pretty cute. Now, it's time for the confession. My obsession and fetish isn't just about infecting myself anymore. I also have the desire to infect others, and I have acted on those desires. Sometimes my parasites just pioneer to new lands on their own. My family have caught pinworms multiple times without my intention, and other times I purposely spread them. I have infected strangers, friends, and even my own family. I know it's bad, but I just can't stop. I think I have parasites in my brain that makes me feel like I need to spread them. I know how crazy that sounds, but if you knew the feeling, you'd understand. Maybe it's just a mental illness, or maybe its origin is parasitic in nature. I really don't know. All I know is that it feels good when I do these things. I feel an intense need to spread my children, and when I do, I feel pleasure. I must have spread thousands of my children over the years. I sometimes sprinkle tapeworm eggs into people's drinks when I'm out at clubs. I also caught pubic lice from sex with a random woman I met at the same club, and in return, I'm pretty sure I gave her pinworms. So, it was a trade. The woman wasn't even attractive. I just wanted to gift her some pinworms, and instead I basically won the jackpot by sleeping with her. I then spread my lice to at least 4 other women. Sometimes I also sprinkle worm eggs onto food in buffets whenever I visit them. Yes, I understand you would think it's gross and messed up. I am basically betraying my species for my children. It's hard. I do enjoy people, and I have wonderful family and friends, but I also love my parasites, and my fetish is just too hard to control. I don't want to hurt anyone when I do these things, but a force beyond my understanding is driving me to do it. I think I could possibly have a parasite in my brain that has not yet been discovered. I'm sorry to all the people I have caused discomfort to, but it's for a cause beyond human understanding. Although this can all be justifiable, I still feel guilt. I don't want to hurt anyone. I hope the people I spread my gifts to can find it in their hearts to be a little more open-minded and not kill my children, but learn to live with them like I have instead. I'm aware how strange and disgusting others will find me if they knew. I'm aware of how immoral this seems to most people. I assume you may see me in a negative light after reading this, but remember, I only want what's best for my children, and if you were truly in my shoes, I'm sure you would do the same.
If you're still watching, I applaud you. Thankfully, there aren't any images or any genuine proof that everything stated here isn't complete BS. There actually isn't a term for a fetish like this, but in some fetish communities they've dubbed it parasitophilia, the sexual attraction from spreading parasites. It's extremely rare, but it's not only this one poster who has these feelings. The worst part is we'll genuinely never know who this person is, and if this post is true, the odds that they are still out there committing the same sick crimes are high. Our next post is actually one that happened to me in real life, and the only reason I found said post was because of my interaction.
American runs on Dunkin'. This is so awesome. Enjoy our $3 refreshers that are so tasty. We will be right with you.
So when this happened to me, I was genuinely shocked. I had no idea what was going on because with normal Dunkin' Donuts collabs, they are explicitly a partnership. Ice Spice had a drink, Charli D'Amelio had one, and I just thought this was a marketing stunt between Seth MacFarlane, the creator of Family Guy, and Dunkin' Donuts. I immediately looked it up and found this one Reddit post. This Dunkin' Donuts uses an AI voice of Peter for the drive-thru.
Dunkin', this is so wicked awesome. Enjoy our $3 refreshers that are so tasty. We will be right with you.
One comment mentions how he says wicked awesome instead of frickin' sweet, which is his normal catchphrase, so I can only assume it's not an official collab whatsoever. I went back the next day, and that's when I caught it on video. I had to ask the very sweet Dunkin' employee what the Peter voice was from, and she said it just appeared one day and had no idea where it came from. One of the comments mentioned that it happened to his girlfriend in Florida, which is where Debunk File is based out of. It's such a fascinating tale of blatant copyright abuse from a major food chain across the United States, and it can't be widespread because I feel like more people would be catching on. If any of you have experienced this, please write to us at any of our socials linked down below. I'm so curious about this since I've been personally affected by this mystery. Any information will be frickin' sweet. Okay, I'm sorry. This post recently has been taking the rounds of Reddit, and for good reason. The post is simply titled, "Should I Call the Cops?" The picture accompanied is nothing short of heart-stopping. A receipt and burger wrapper having the word "help" on it. The caption underneath mentions how the OP's boyfriend thought it was some kind of messed up practical joke. If something like this happened to me, I would skip right to calling the cops. I've seen enough horror movies to know what to do here. The OP got plenty of comments being urged to do just that and call the cops, regardless if it's a joke or not. The post garnered a lot of attention, yet the OP was nowhere to be seen with an update for days. It's always nice to see the internet clamor together about something that concerns them. Commenters urged for an update post. We finally were able to receive that update as well, and it read,
Sorry y'all, I didn't expect this post to blow up like this. I just got to my boyfriend's mom's to celebrate Mother's Day, so I wasn't looking at my phone. I called them about 10 minutes ago. They said they're sending someone there. I was hesitant because my boyfriend was so persistent it was just a joke because the guys in the drive-thru were making a lot of jokes. but I never saw a woman once, and a woman's name is on the receipt, so yeah. I just wanted to call them to be safe. They said if they have an update, they'll call me, so I'll for sure update you guys again if they do. Edit to add, yes, it was an employee playing a prank. 1 million people called to find out what happened, and that's the conclusion. There will be no further update unless I receive a call from the police, which I do not see happening. For those who think this is fake, no, it is not. I did not order through their app. I ordered at the drive-thru. They did not ask for a name at the drive-thru, they just decided to write help as the name. For those of you who think this is for karma, again, no, it is not. I don't care about karma. I did not expect so many views on this post. I was genuinely concerned. I just wanted to be sure I was truly doing the right thing before doing it. But I definitely would have called anyways because I don't think I would have been able to sleep otherwise.
So thankfully it was only a joke. It's unfortunately not a particularly funny joke. I understand the intent, but good lord, doing something like this is just horrible. Getting police involved for absolutely no reason and terrorizing people going about their day in the drive-thru. Maybe I'm looking too deeply into this. What do you guys think? For our final post of the night, we have one straight from r/RBI, the Reddit Bureau of Investigations. The post is titled, Mysterious Vibrating in My Bedroom. The post reads as follows. I'm not going crazy, but there's a vibrating in my room that I hear from time to time, and it's making me paranoid. I live alone, no one else lives with me but my dog. The buzz I hear sporadically sounds exactly like my iPhone, just a quick short vibration about half a second. It's not my iPhone as I hear it when I'm actively using my phone, and it's not my phone. It's not regular, it doesn't happen in intervals, it's completely random. Sometimes I hear it often, sometimes days go by. It's too quiet to hear when I'm watching TV, almost always when there's no sound. Sometimes it sounds like it's coming from under my bed. Sometimes it sounds like it's coming from the ceiling. I can't for the life of me figure out what it is. I live pretty basic. I have a light mounted on the ceiling, CO detector, iPhone charger in my room, and that's all the electric things in my room. Could it be coming from inside the drywall, plumbing maybe? I'm not crazy, this is a real sound, but it happens so infrequently I can't pinpoint it at all. All of the comments lament a similar situation they had in the past. People mention a dying electric toothbrush, a Wi-Fi router, and a possible carpenter insect as being the culprit. I had a similar situation happen to me where I would hear this chime noise wherever I was, and I genuinely thought I had finally gone mad after spending too much time reading 4chan posts, but it turns out it was simply my AirPods. There has to be some kind of explanation for OP's problem here. Luckily, the OP provided a follow-up post. Posted about a strange buzzing in my house over a year ago, and I was never able to figure out what it was. I hear it so infrequently and irregularly that it was almost impossible to figure out what it was. Every time I'd hear it, I'd immediately stop what I was doing and go real silent, waiting with bated breath, hoping it would buzz again. Almost like a cruel joke, it would only buzz after I gave up waiting and went back to whatever it was I was doing. Even up to last week, I'd still hear it, sometimes multiple times a day, sometimes weeks would go by without hearing it. I'm pretty sure I figured it out, and it's comically stupid what it was. So I was sleeping in the middle of the night, like 3 AM, and I woke up and was in a semi-sleep daze kind of drifting. The world was real quiet, and it was a deep silence, and I heard the buzz. But for the first time, it almost immediately repeated, and kept repeating in frequency, almost like a rhythm. I was 100% sure it was my phone ringing on vibrate, so I started groping around the bed to find my phone because the buzzing sounded exactly like my phone, buzzing every 2 seconds for about half a second. Once I found my phone, the buzzing continued, but I couldn't quite place where it was coming from. This is gonna sound crazy, and I'm amazed this is the source, but eventually, my alertness and physical movements woke my dog up, and the buzzing immediately ceased with a grunt. The buzzing was my stupid shepherd's exhales. Like every exhale, or possible inhale, I'm not sure, was buzzing, exactly emulating a cell phone buzz. I'm decently confident that this is the same buzzing that I've been hearing for years, and also the reason that I've been unable to source it because every time I hear it, I get super alert and tense, which immediately wakes up my dog as he's super in tune to my behavior, and his breath buzzing stops. Then when I relax and give up the search, he goes back to sleep and the situation's over. That's when I hear it again, and he again wakes up to see what's got me agitated. I only ever hear it during moments of calm when I'm lounging, never when I'm active and moving about the house, so this would make sense that it's only ever been my boy sleeping. I'm pretty satisfied with this answer, and as I haven't heard it since that night, when I do hear it again, I'll be on the lookout to see if it is the dog nose next time as well. This is genuinely one of the silliest things I've ever read on Reddit. A buzzing sound driving someone insane for years, only to realize it was their best friend all along. It makes too much sense. As someone who used to live with 4 dogs, I can attest they make way more noise than needed while napping. That's gonna do it for this entry in our Reddit deep dives. Did you have a favorite? If so, which one was it and why? Make sure to stay tuned, we put out videos like this all the time. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to actually like the video and subscribe to see what we put out next. If you want to keep up with us in between videos, make sure to check out our official Instagram and Blue Sky account. They are both linked in the description below. Make sure to stop by our Discord. It truly is the best place to chat with us and hang with fellow debunk enthusiasts. If you really love what we put out, make sure to check out our Patreon Debunk Plus. It is only $1 a month and it grants you full access to everything on there. Supporters get script PDFs, videos early, and other random stuff we decide to put up. As always, my name is Sep from Debunk File. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.